So hello my friends, Devaun Lennox here, PhotographyPX. In today's video I want to show you how to quickly connect the Fujifilm X-T200 to Fujifilm's Cam Remote Android or iOS app. I will be showcasing this particular process on iOS devices. I'll be using an iPad here, but the process will be exactly the same for Android devices. So right here I have the X-T200. I will show you some of the configurations and the settings that you'll need beforehand, and then we'll go into the Cam Remote on the iPad and we'll go through that process. So first and foremost, let's head over into the main menu. We're going to go into the connection settings. Here you're going to want to go into the Bluetooth settings and then pairing registration. I'm actually going to delete this old one that I have. These are actually both of my old iPads. I'm going to delete these right now so that we can have completely no connections and we can start over from completely zero here. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to hit pairing registration, and then the camera is going to prompt you with a QR code and then say to activate Fujifilm Camera Remote app and select pairing registration. So here over on my iPad, we're going to go through that process right now. So what you're going to do is that you're going to go over here. I'm going to remove the this X-T200 from that list that I have in Camera Remote. Let me delete that. I still have my XS10 here. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to this camera section. We're going to go to edit, add camera to list, basically the X mount system, interchangeable lens camera, and then we're going to scroll down to the Fujifilm X-T200, hit add, and then we're going to connect, basically proceed. So right here on this screen, it's essentially telling you to go into your settings app and turn on your Bluetooth. Make sure that your Bluetooth on your device is enabled so that these two devices can communicate with one another. But we're going to go back over into the app. We're going to hit proceed. This by default should be able to find your particular device, in this case your X-T200, and I guess that's the last four of the serial number. From there, on the X-T200, it's going to basically prompt to set the time and date. This is particularly important if you want to geotag your images. It can get better information as far as location and geotagging if both of these are synced. You don't have to set it exactly, and also that's also a note here is if your date and time are also off on your camera. It's just another thing when you go back into Lightroom or your other culling software such as Capture One. That time and date that you're using is what those cataloging softwares are automatically using to import images. So if that's off, it also will affect your geotagging because you won't be able to find the images as easily unless you're just specifically searching by location. So we're going to go back over onto the iPad. We're going to hit start. And now we have the X-T200 listed in the camera list. What you're going to do here is actually tap on the device itself, and we're going to do import images. It's just letting me know that there's a new firmware update, firmware version 1.1. But what you're going to do here is basically tap on import images selected on the app, and then what it's going to prompt you to do. Let me go back on to the X-T200. I'm just going to have it set the time and date, hit OK. It wants you to go into the playback menu, and then now hit OK back on the app here, and now we can go into it. And it's going to automatically ask if you want to join the camera's Wi-Fi network. Hit join. And now we're going to wait here. And as these two communicate, and it also gives you the SSID and the password, puts in all that information. On the Fujifilm X-T200, it's prompting you to connect to the iPad and make sure that it's okay. And then now once you hit the center key on the D-pad, you're now prompted back over on the iPad, the gallery of images that you have on the device. Now as this loads, you'll start to see the thumbnails that are on the device. And then all you're going to do is just tap any of these circular icons, these radial circles, these selection icons here to actually select a photo. I'm going to wait for this to load, and then we can actually transmit over a photo. So this is just a photo of my camera setup that I have right now. I'm just going to select that and hit import. And we're going to go through that Wi-Fi connection, and it's going to transmit the photo wirelessly. You can configure the settings to change the size of the JPEG image. Same thing, I think, with the video as well, so that you have higher resolution or lower resolution files depending on how fast you want this process to take. Do know that if you're transferring like 30, 40, 50, 60 images, I mean, it could, or 200 images like I've done before, this process could literally take hours. And yeah, it's a little bit slow to do the Wi-Fi connection. Sometimes the Bluetooth appears to be faster. Every camera is a little bit different on that. It depends on the Bluetooth version that they have, but sometimes the Bluetooth is faster, sometimes the Wi-Fi is faster. It depends how much basically noise and congestion that you have in your environment. If you're the only wireless signal, and then the X-T200 is the second one in your home, then it may be faster than using Bluetooth, but I live in an apartment, so unfortunately the Bluetooth connection would be definitely faster. But here back over on the iPad, you'll see that the photo has been loaded in, and then you can just, it actually adds it to your photos library or your gallery app that you have set as default. Once you're happy with that, all you hit is OK. And then essentially you just hit this X up here and you disconnect the connection. Now, if you want to reconnect and transfer more images, by default, the X-T200 actually turns itself off once it's completed to send the smartphone function here. So what you're gonna do is turn the camera back on, go over into the play memories, or basically the playback mode. You're gonna go back over to the app, camera mode, and we're gonna hit import images selected on app. The wireless communication, like basically prompt on screen will automatically come up on the X-T200, and then it'll automatically enable its Wi-Fi connection. And all you have to do on the iPad is just hit join, and you're back in and you're connected, and you can select some other images. I'll wait for this to load so that you can see that we're back into the gallery, and you can see the images that are on the SD card and the videos as well. And that's the general process. I'll just wait for this to load. But that's the general process, and we're back into the images that are on the X-T200. Select whatever other images that you want to transfer over, and then you can transfer them over to your device. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. It's streamless. It's seamless, and it's a great workflow. I've had no major connection issues with the camera mode for Fujifilm. It's very easy to set up. It wasn't necessarily that way when I first got the X-T200, but now having owned several Fujifilm cameras, I've used it a lot more, so I'm definitely a lot more comfortable with getting it connected and having a consistent and reliable connection with that and transferring images or videos. But if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or you feel like I've overlooked something over the course of this video, or there's other issues that you're having connecting the Fujifilm X-T200 to Fujifilm's camera remote app, please let me know in the description box down below. I will be selling this camera here very shortly, so I won't have it in-house per se, but I can get you some more insight on the XS10 and that particular repairing registration, as both of these cameras are largely similar when it comes to this particular aspect. So if you have any questions, let me know. Just keep that in mind. By the time you're commenting on this video, this camera may not be available anymore for me to do that specific video on this particular camera. But if you have any other questions, let me know as well. Also, while you're down in the description box down below, we've launched a new brand called pxpresets.com. PX Presets is going to be your next one and only stop for Lightroom presets until we launch Photoshop and other platform presets. But here you can find both desktop and mobile presets to get you started in a variety of different mediums more powerfully and upgrade your imaging and take your images to the next level. That link to pxpresets.com will be in the description box down below. Please check that out if you're in the market for some exciting Lightroom presets. But until next time, my friends, I've been your host, Devaun Lennox. I will see you in the next video.